Why were you in
I
hospital?
was born chronic asthmatic.
Okay.
And it was tough, really, really tough. A lot of nights spent in hospitals, back and forth, made it very difficult to, number one, try to do sport.
Yeah.
And number two, obviously, through all of that, you also lose a little bit of, I would say, confidence. There's a lot of other things that happen. So when I saw skateboarding, it looked very different. And when I got into skateboarding, it felt different as opposed to everything else. It just felt, it gave me this limitless feeling that I never thought, and didn't know I was looking for that. I didn't know it all. So
You always hear the stories about like when kids grow up in the hospital, like, and then later on in their life, I don't know, because of that, they want to excel so much.
Yes.
Are you familiar with that story?
If I think back, to that time, and just from my experience, what I felt, what I was feeling, I was in a place where I was, as a person, almost giving up, almost just giving in to what life is
As a
now.
kid, when you were a kid?
Yeah.
At what age was that like?
Between, I would say, from what my recollection would probably be like, from 6 years old to when it became a very serious.
Yeah.
6 to 9 years old.
Yeah.
And 10 years old, 11 years old. It was.
So you felt like almost like helpless.
It just felt like this was it. This was just life for me. This is how it was going to be, because it just was like that for so long. And you don't know anything else. You don't feel. You try other things, but you don't know. Maybe this weekend you're gonna be back there or whatever. You don't know when it's gonna happen again. So definitely that was a stage where I just felt I was kind of just giving into whatever life was at that time. There came a time where all the equipment could come home with me.
Okay.
And I didn't have to stay over at hospital.
Yeah.
I could actually come home from wherever and then come home from school, and I could be on the equipment at home.
Okay.
And it was different. I did prefer being at home.
Yeah. Who wants to stay overnight in the hospital,
Exactly.
especially as a kid?
Exactly.
When you started skateboarding, that was 11, right? And like 11, 12, 13, was that level of being active helping the asthma or hindering it?
It was helping it because I could do it at my own pace.
Okay.
And I could discover myself better as well in that time by doing that. I think the one thing that, if I can think back, that was difficult was not just trying to find myself in what I'm doing right now, or just explore this skateboarding, what I just found.
Yeah.
But there's also there's the mental aspect. In the household, when I was coming home, I was seeing trophies, and my entire family are athletes, and then there's me.
Sick kid.
That believed that everything, all these trophies, all these things, is just probably not where what you're gonna be doing. This is just there was a family of athletes, and I couldn't do any of these sports, or I couldn't do anything, even though I tried.
So that mental aspect affected you.
Definitely. So I think how it affected was, I didn't know if I maybe had some of the athletic DNA in me at all, because I definitely wasn't bringing home any trophies or anything like that. So I believed for a long time, okay, well, maybe that's not for me. Maybe I'm just, I'm the 1% out of the family,
like the black sheep, like always. Like
but then when I think about it now, maybe the skateboard that my mother put away wasn't meant to be found yet. That's what I think about.
Do you believe in fate and stuff like that? Destiny?
I do now. I wasn't very, superstitious or anything like that, but there's been just too many things that,
like that
if I think
skateboard.
back now and think of, when she stopped skateboarding, why wasn't that board put away or thrown away or something
given
like
away,
that?
or sold?
It carried on and just ended up in the house and moved around until the one person in the family that was not meant to be in any way athletic was supposed to find that and go a different way as opposed to what has been done in the family,
And it's crazy who become the most popular athlete out of them all.
I really did